First, before we get started, I thought Sydney would actually tell us a little bit about the title of this.
My first ever mentor told me, you gotta go to South by Southwest, tons of companies will be there, this is gonna be a great chance. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's tons of people here that I want to work for. And I was like, I want to work with them. That's kind of where it came to, why we want to work with people versus for, because with is more of a collaboration instead of like reporting to the man.
I think the most important thing is to really communicate and let Gen Y know exactly where they stand.
And give feedback all the time. That's something that I ask for all the time.
I think that's the biggest difference in terms of the good management and the bad management. Like if things are not going well, things are going extremely well. No matter how young I am, you hired me for a reason, and trusting that I'm capable to execute whatever it is that we're working together on.
Really keeping open communication is important.
What's your take on, who is Gen Y, what are we, and what do we want in the workplace?
People with a lot of different types of communication, blending our work and our life so that both of us sort of enhance each other.
This generation has grown up with, I think, a different perspective on work and technology, and I think the tools that we're growing up with using has shaped our attitudes towards education and work and our careers.
I know from the research side, it's always about the psychographic traits. How many Yers ever consider themselves Yers? I don't care if you're 50, but you have the mindset of a 2-1.
It's really going to look Gen X. And I want every single thing that each one of you has said, how does Gen Y all of a sudden own that? How are you any more unique than I am?
You're probably a little bit outside the sample because you're at South by Southwest. You've grown up with text messaging, like basically surgically attached to their left or right hand, and multitasking, you're doing 3 things while they're doing homework. We as Gen Xers didn't grow up that way. These guys are the future, and as we're hiring them and working with them and marketing to them, we need to know how they think.
Our managers need to value us not as employees but as people first.
And helping growth and development.
It's about feeling that our work is worth something.
It's not just a day job, it's more of a calling for them.
I think we all in our generation really don't want to feel like just a cog stuck in the wheel.
Well, I work for sort of a mid-sized social media agency. The culture is so important to us because we feel like this isn't just a workplace, but it's actually a fun and enjoyable place to work. And I think that for Gen Y really keeps us where we are. Because of our culture of hanging out at happy hour after work makes us friends. I think the culture of family helps a lot.
I mean, I work with interns, I work with, people that are presidents and vice presidents and directors, and at the end of the day, like if you're working on a project and you want to work with smart people, I really don't think that there's much of a gap. I mean, if you're smart, you're smart. And if you want to help each other, you want to help each other.
Sharing ideas, leveling the playing field in our office so that everyone feels free to share. We don't all have experience, but we all have great ideas and we're good at our jobs. And use technology, people, use things that will help you and your coworkers communicate those ideas that are hard to share on a daily basis.
So I recommend that, Gen Y be clear about both what you're working on that's short term and then also documenting what are my long-term goals and how can we together work toward that.
I mean, we're such an information-hungry group of people that want to learn and want to make a difference. That
we're interested and we're willing to go out and educate ourselves about our fields or our domains of knowledge, and just being able to show that we are more than what we just did in the classroom.
Gen Y has been able to influence generations before it, unlike any other generation, purely through technology. We have our parents on Facebook, whether we add them and accept their requests or not. And then I chat with our grandparents.
The abundance of technological tools we have given us access to more information and a wider range of information. And because we've grown up with these tools, we might potentially be able to find more efficient ways of doing things that didn't exist 10 years ago.
My boss's boss is a boomer, and he thinks working from home is not an acceptable way to work.
The workplace is changing. We just get on the boat, people.
I think if managers took more time to explain to us and kind of coach us through things.
They understand what I want as a person, how I want to benefit my life.
From our perspective, it's, trust us. We will get the work done.
And it's going to help us connect better as people.
It's providing a place where people have room to grow.
I think it's really hard to be in a situation where you're not really ever getting feedback.
Reaching out to those people. We'll collaborate better as people than we will as employees.
Like, you trust me, teach me, but trust me to be able to handle what I was hired for.